Welcome back to Hardcore Race Products and our technical tips videos. Today we're going to show you about the different colours of a two-stroke spark plug and the texture of the electrode as well. So this is a spark plug from a two-stroke, in this case KTM or Husqvarna 85. As you can see from here, this one's actually been running quite rich, but not stupidly rich, probably quite safe really. What you're actually looking for, and some people find quite a bit of humour in it when I try to explain it to them, but what you're actually looking for, I tend to find, is if you're running on a heavy duty, hard going sand track where the engine's being laboured quite a lot, you want to try and keep the heat of the engine down. Generally running a slightly bigger main jet in those circumstances will help to cool the engine down. It's quite dramatic when we test on the dyno. Changing the main jet from say a 125 to a 130 will knock nearly 100 degrees off the exhaust gas temperature, so it is quite a big difference. Now, the two different colours that I tend to give people as a benchmark, it can be quite difficult to explain, but the easy and the comical way I suppose I tend to go by it is to say that if you're looking at a rich tea biscuit colour, then that's the sort of colour you'll be looking for. If you're going to ride on a hard packed track, that's an ideal colour and will give you the maximum level of performance and the maximum amount of rev from the engine. If you are looking towards riding on a heavy going sand track, where torque is important, engine temperatures under control is important, you're looking more like a digestive biscuit brown. That's where the comic, people sort of find it quite odd that I choose those two products to decide how to colour code a plug. But I think it's quite relevant, and I think most of us have had more than our fair share of biscuits in our time, and it should give you a fair idea. So one like this, you can see this one's been running a little bit heavy. So in this case, if this was on a 128 main jet, in the case of a KTM 85 then, or a Husky 85, I'll be looking to go down to a 125 on a sand track and even down to a 122 on a hard pack track. Apart from the colour giving you a good indication as to the jetting of your bike, you can run at quite a high temperature. You can, with other factors, you can overcome the cooling of your engine through its radiator system and through the cold charge of fuel coming in, with other things, compression and with ignition advance. So what you can also look for is on here, this surface here. If this becomes very cratered like the moon, sort of finish to it, then you know this has been getting too hot. That's an indication that your engine's running at too high a temperature. So bottom line is, what you want to have, if you're going to a sand track in the winter time, such as we are now, then this would want to be a dark brown colour, and you'd be able to go across the top here with your nail, and it wouldn't be crusting, it would just be a nice smooth finish. That's what you're looking for. So what we're not looking for is a very, very white plug. That means that the engine's running too lean, it's likely to be running way too hot, losing a lot of torque on the way, plus potentially causing engine damage through pre-detonation or seizure. Really a not good position to be in. If you go on from that, there is a colour that you're very unlucky if you see. Well, there's two colours. One is a green. When the engine pre-detonates, you'll sometimes find that there'll be a green tint come through it. So if you see a bit of a green tint on there, then you know things are generally going quite horribly wrong, and if your engine's still running, then you've been fortunate to have caught it in time. If it's a metal colour, so if it looks like someone's hit it with a silver spray can, then that's going to be metal from your piston, so you're likely to have holed a piston at that point. So again, those two, you're very, very lucky if your engine is still running at that point if you see those two different colours. If it's black and very wet, you're either running extremely rich or you're running a poor quality fuel and it's not all burning properly. So best ideal you're looking for in the winter or on heavier sand tracks all year round, look for that digestive biscuit brown. Hard pack, you're looking at more of a rich tea, lighter brown colour. Look to go up a couple of sizes. If it's white, then you need to obviously be going up. If you're running a 120 or 118 on a sand track, then get yourself onto a 128 or 130 main in this particular instance of the KTM or the Husky 85. Other quite common models, YZ125, you need to be looking at running somewhere between on a hard pack dry day around a 430 if it's 25-30 degrees, on a hard pack track a 430 main with a standard or a HGS exhaust, through to a heavy sand track you might even want to go at 460 if it's really very, very cold, heavy track a 470 main, 45 pilot, that kind of territory. RM's very much the same as our KX's, so those three popular models there on the 125. If it's a KTM, most of the time for most fast 125 riders, If you're going to a heavy sand track, you will find the H needle, so it's a NOS H needle in your spares kit. With that, you need to be certainly in the winter, say on the 3rd clip position down on that needle, and for most quick 125 riders running with a well set up bike, you need to go all the way to a 210 or even a 212 main jet for good reliable performance on a hard sand track. Coming back through to the summer, probably a 2nd clip on the H needle in the sand, and really not coming down much below about a 195, 198, probably a 198 unless it is a particularly hot day or if you're running with a good high quality fuel. So you're looking for that sort of mid-range colour of brown on the plug, the slightly darker on the sand track, slightly higher, slightly lighter if you like on the hard pack tracks in the summer. So look after your spark plug, keep an eye on it, always start off rich, bring it down, it's safe, it's easy, it's more reliable, and learn your engine and enjoy your motocross.